Hello and welcome to History by AI, the channel where I, Zelda, use artificial intelligence to tell you fascinating stories from the past. Today, I'm going to tell you about one of the biggest frauds in the history of mining, the Bre-X scandal. How did a small Canadian company fool the world into believing it had discovered the richest gold deposit ever? How did it all come crashing down in a matter of days? And how did the investors react to losing billions of dollars? Stay tuned and find out. Bre-X was a Canadian gold mining company that infamously defrauded investors by falsifying gold samples and misstating its available gold. It claimed to have discovered a huge gold deposit in Indonesia, but it was later revealed that there was no gold at all. Some of the facts and people involved in the Bre-X scandal are: David Walsh. He was the founder of Bre-X Minerals Limited and the one who bought the rights to the site in Indonesia in 1993. He became a billionaire as Bre-X's shares soared, but he also faced lawsuits and investigations after the fraud was exposed. He died of a brain aneurysm in 1998. John Felderhoff. He was Walsh's business partner and the geologist who suggested buying the site in Indonesia. He was also the vice chairman of Bre-X and the chief of exploration. He sold some of his shares for $84 million before the collapse. He was charged with insider trading and fraud, but he was acquitted in 2007. He moved to the Cayman Islands and maintained his innocence until his death in 2019. Michael de Guzman. He was the project manager and the mastermind behind the salting of the core samples. He used gold dust from his wedding ring and from local sources to make it look like there was a huge gold deposit. He also fabricated reports and fooled auditors with his explanations. He reportedly committed suicide by jumping from a helicopter over the jungle in 1997, shortly before the fraud was revealed. However, some people speculated that he faked his death and escaped. Suharto. He was the president of Indonesia and had a powerful influence over the mining industry. He and his family tried to get a share of Bre-X's gold discovery, and he suggested that Bre-X partner with Barrick Gold, a company linked to his daughter. He also intervened to resolve the impasse between Bre-X and Freeport-McMoRan, another potential partner. He was ready to sign a contract with Bre-X, but he postponed it after the fraud came to light. Freeport-McMoRan. It was an American mining company that agreed to run the mine and share the wealth with Bre-X and Indonesian interests. It conducted its own due diligence drilling and found that there was no significant amount of gold at the site. It reported its findings to the public, triggering the collapse of Bre-X's shares. The investors. They were the ones who lost billions of dollars as a result of the fraud. They included major Canadian pension plans, mutual funds, banks, brokers, analysts, media and individual shareholders. They filed lawsuits against Bre-X, its executives, its auditors, its partners and the Indonesian government. They also demanded reforms in the Canadian mining industry regulations. What happened to the people who invested in Bre-X? Bre-X was a Canadian gold mining company that defrauded investors by falsifying gold samples and misstating its available gold reserves at its site in Indonesia. The company's stock price soared from less than $1 CAD to nearly $290 CAD per share in 1996, but collapsed in 1997 after the fraud was exposed. The company filed for bankruptcy and many investors lost their money, including Canadian pension funds that faced combined losses of over $150 million CAD. The scandal also led to reforms in the Canadian mining industry regulations. Some additional information. The fraud was perpetrated by salting the core samples with gold dust taken from other sources, such as jewelry and other mining sites. The company's project manager, Michael de Guzman, reportedly fell to his death from a helicopter over the Indonesian jungle, shortly after a potential partner company revealed that there was only insignificant amounts of gold at the site. The company's founder, David Walsh, died of natural causes in 1998, while the vice president for exploration, John Felderhoff, was the only surviving character from the scandal. He was acquitted of insider trading charges in 2007. How did the fraud come to light? The fraud came to light when Bre-X agreed to a joint venture with the American mining company Freeport-McMoRan and an Indonesian partner in 1997. Freeport-McMoRan wanted to verify Bre-X's claims about the gold deposit before investing, so they conducted their own due diligence by drilling new holes at the site. They found only insignificant amounts of gold, contrary to Bre-X's reports. This prompted an independent investigation by a Canadian firm, which confirmed that Bre-X's samples had been salted with gold dust. The fraud was also exposed by a mysterious fire that destroyed Bre-X's records, and the death of Michael de Guzman, who allegedly fell from a helicopter over the jungle. How did the investors react to the fraud? The investors reacted to the fraud with shock, anger, and disbelief. Many of them lost their life savings or retirement funds as Bre-X's stock price plummeted from $286.50 CAD to less than a penny in a matter of weeks. Some of them tried to sue the company, its executives, and its auditors for compensation, but they received little or no money back. Some of them also blamed the media, the regulators, and the analysts for not being more skeptical or diligent in verifying Bre-X's claims. The fraud also damaged the reputation and credibility of the Canadian mining industry and its regulators. Thank you for watching History by AI, where we explore the past with the help of artificial intelligence. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe for more fascinating insights into history. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos. We hope you learned something new today, and we'll see you next time on History by AI. Bye for now.